So Chris, would you be able to get your camera on?
My camera doesn't work on this computer.
Okay, all right, not a problem. We'll just do audio for you then. So I have person Susan Helmstetter, Stetter, I guess, who's knocking on the door here. I'm assuming that's a Madison Water Utility employee.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Here. Okay. Looks like we're good to go. It is 10 o'clock. And all systems are running here. Let me check our live stream, make sure that's place. Yep, that's good. All right. Let's get on the record. Welcome, everyone. This is Docket 3280 WR117, the application of the City of Madison for authority to adjust water rates. My name is Michael Newmark, the Administrative Law Judge for the PSC. We're here on Zoom for the public and party hearing sessions for this docket. We'll take public comments first, and I do believe we have one member of the public connected on Zoom. So we've invited, we've ordered the parties and invited the public to join us on our Zoom connection. In our notice of hearing, we have indicated that and should also have been distributed. That information is also distributed by the utility to its customers. What we're doing here today is creating the record in the case. That'll be the documents, the evidence that's being received from the parties and commission staff, as well as comments we received live today from the public. And we'll, like I said, we'll do public comments first, and then before we adjourn, we can check and see if there are any other members of the public connected to take comments from. But generally, we take public comments before the party session. We're also receiving written comments from the public. We have an internet link where comments can be filed online, and also we'll receive comments mailed to us by U.S. mail. The details on how to do that are on our notice of hearing. It's also being displayed on our Zoom screen share. And since we're live streaming that, it's going to be on our YouTube channel for hearings. That will be an unofficial recording of the hearing on our YouTube channel, preserved for public convenience. But another way to get to that information on how to file a public comment. Comments are going to be due on Thursday, November 13th. So there's still time to submit a comment now. Just if you want to mail your comment in, it may be getting very close to the deadline to have us receive it by the 13th. So just wanted to point that out. So we do it the record, and let me make sure we get this down. So we are transcribing the hearing. That's the official recording of the hearing. So there'll be a written transcript filed. And that's what the commissioners will read as part of the record. So the record is the documentation that the commissioners, the only documents that the commissioners may use to make a decision in the case. And like I said, that'll include all the party evidence, commission staff evidence received here today, as well as the public comments we do collect up until the deadline. So the commissioners will meet in open meeting and make a decision on the case, and then a written order will be issued reflecting that decision. It'll be placed on the commission's website on our IRF system. And I can show you a link to that on our screen share here. So that's, you can get to that document using our case management system, using this link. And it'll also be emailed to the service list. Basically, the utility is on the list at this point. Should get everyone waiting in the waiting room here. Okay, so at this point now, it's appropriate to get those public comments in the record. So basically, we do want to get the public's opinion on the case, so we can take public comments live at the hearing. I know I have one person here who's offered to be that person from the public. I don't think their camera works, but I can have you appear now. So let me call Chris Gruber. What I'll have you do is I'll get your name. I'll swear you in first, and have you state your name for the record. And then you have a few minutes here just to give us your opinion on the case. It's kind of open-ended, but basically the commissioners will read this comment along with the other comments we receive. So Chris, can you hear me? Are you there?
I can hear you and I'm here.
Yes. All right. So raise your right hand, and do you swear or affirm tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, yes.
State your name for the record, please.
Chris Gruber.
Okay, go ahead with your comment.
Sure. So I've been a Madison resident since about 2014. And by my accounting, I've seen a massive increase in 2015 of 31%, a massive increase in 2018 of 30%, a massive increase in 2023 of 18%, and I'm hearing about another massive increase coming of 14% in 2025. I think it's ridiculous that a organization that is trying to provide a public service is allowed to increase prices at such a dramatic clip. No other industries would that be acceptable. I'm now comparing my water bills to peers I have up in like the Appleton, Wisconsin area, some Milwaukee counties, some other places in the state. And as far as I can tell, we're paying, from my opinion, roughly triple already the cost of what other people typically pay in the state. It's become a burden on my household to pay these high costs for something that for most other people in the state feels much lower. I think that this organization needs to look at what they're proposing to spend on and think about it in the mindset of trying to spend less and provide more value to the taxpayer of the Dane County and Madison area without having such massive price increases. They need to reflect on the projects they're working on and really pick only what's most important. And where operation costs are getting higher and they need to be managed, we need to reduce the operation costs, not just increase the cost passed on to the taxpayer. So I'm opposed to this rate increase, mostly citing the fact that I've seen the rate increase at a rate wildly outpacing inflation over the last 10 years that I've been a resident here. That's all I have to say.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for your comment. Appreciate that. Does anyone else not connected with the utility or commission staff wish to comment? Thought I saw someone join us, but I think they dropped out in the meantime. So we can, I'll keep an eye on the participant list here, and at the end of the hearing, if there are new people connected to the Zoom connection, I can take public comments at that time as well. Don't forget, we'll still be able to receive public comments up until November 13th, the written public comments. All right, so with that, we'll switch over to the party hearing session. And right away, let's just get our appearances for the record. So I'm going to switch the screen share, already done that, to the service list. So let's have appearances first from Madison Water Utility.
Doran Visti for the Madison Water Utility.
All right, thanks. And Public Service Commission.
Sophia Rogers, Assistant General Counsel for the PSC.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so for the party hearing session, we invite the public to connect to our YouTube live stream. If you're having problems with that, you can feel free to stay on to the Zoom connection, but the live stream is our preferred connection for the public to observe. Just sharing that on the screen share. And with that, we can move on. So we can go off. Well, let me just describe firstly, I did share the offered evidence list with the parties and with the party and commission staff. So we'll go over that list first. We can do that off the record, but I just wanted to mention that before we go off. And we'll first take questions about the list, whether it's complete and accurate, and whether I've just reflected all the filings correctly. And then I can take comments about my comments that I put into the document. The one I'm showing here now is the Word document. It's just a slightly different format than the one I shared with you in PDF, but the information I did add the information that was filed yesterday to my list. But the list I sent out went out before those before I noticed they were being offered. So let's go off the record and discuss the offered evidence list. So any questions from the applicant about whether the list that you guys received is correct and accurate? Was there anything I'd missed?
There wasn't. I would just point out that you had those spots where we filed multiple erratas, and you said that the first one was the right one. The reason you probably didn't notice is the footers were wrong in both of those original ones. So that's why the second one. So the second one is the correct one.
Oh, okay.
It's just that the footer was wrong. Like they had the wrong footer. So
Okay.
they were properly titled the second time. So it should be like opposite. The first one should be the scratched off one. The second one is the accurate one.
Okay. So actually, such a fine point here, but I appreciate you paying attention to that. But actually, I'm not really sure what was wrong with the first version. Maybe
it'll say like direct MWU Gratum E. If you scroll down, you'll see it. It's the wrong, we were using a form template, or it's the wrong, yeah. So it's got the wrong footer. That's not the right footer.
Okay. So then the other version
has the proper one. Yep.
Oh, I see. It had the wrong witness.
It has the wrong witness. Yes.
That was too fine a point for me to even. Okay.
Yes. So it's yes.
Okay, I got it. So I'm not gonna. These are just sort of like notices. They're not going to be refiled. So that's fine. I just wanted to point that you don't put the R. There's no such thing as RE. So that was to me that was what was wrong with that one. But you don't worry about it. Actually, we're changing the system, so next time it's going to be different. So, yeah, okay. So I can switch those. Let me just do that now before I forget. And so there was the master, and then there was one for
Vang.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing.
Great. Okay, and then in terms of sort of the overall, okay, let me just move on to commission staff. Just make sure the list for commission staff is accurate, complete and accurate.
Yes, Your Honor. We had a similar typo in our errata offered for Kaylee Keano and corrected that, and we'll just incorporate the accurate correction in the revised direct.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so now, so did the utility have any questions about the comments?
No, I went through them all.
Okay.
No questions.
All right. And how about commission staff?
One question about exhibit PSC board shirt 4. What was the issue there? I think that was the Let me take it.
Okay, I think that might have been, they were citing other things that, yeah. Yeah, there are links to other documents. So I think it's the disclosure on the cover.
Oh,
page.
got it.
Yeah.
We'll add that then. Thank you.
And you want to double check? I did cite the FMO, so whatever whatever 4A6 is, which sounds like the disclaimer for the links.
Okay, thank you. I must have checked the wrong spot.
Okay, no worries. All right. So now we do have so that's good. So yeah, and I didn't mention this before, and we're off the record anyway, so I won't even. So we did have two other filings from MWU. So let's get on the record to discuss those. So I did notice on yesterday in our emails that are ordered to share logistical information about the hearing, and then there's also a requirement to share documents that'll be used at the hearing by email to the service list and to me. So I do appreciate getting that email. There were two documents the utility had filed in that way. One was the Kumar 15 exhibit and the Vang 7 exhibit. So I did want to mention that I see that the utility also filed those on Earth, and the way that the FMO directs parties to refrain from actually filing those yet until we discuss them at the hearing. I think there's some inaccuracies in the filing, so we'll just ignore what was filed there and discuss what we have here. But just in the future, documents that you plan to use at the hearing, you shouldn't be filing those yet. So we'll discuss them, and if I receive them, then I'll have you file whatever we come up with as the final version after the hearing.
Okay.
Okay. So we did have some questions about this. Let me think about it. So the first one is titled Proposed CAP Tariff. And I guess, well, I don't know if commission staff had questions about this before we receive them. We can go over those. I did have some formatting things, but that's probably not as important.
Commission staff doesn't object to the filing. It appears responsive to Kaylee Keano's rebuttal, which noted discrepancies between the tariff offered on rebuttal and Kumar Direct, and appears to resolve those concerns.
Okay, so you're talking about the Kumar 15 exhibit.
Yes, just for that one. For Vang 7, we saw inaccuracies in that, and don't think that it'll serve the record to admit that one, and we can cover that further.
So Kumar 15 is the updated tariff for the CAP1, and okay, and that was responsive to staff statements in rebuttal, you said.
That's right.
Okay, good. So that's fine. So I can receive that. And then for Vang, so Vang was interesting. I guess the first point I wanted to make is that I thought there was some testimony in Vang's submissions that there'd be a update to the capital improvement plan, or there's a possibility of an update coming in. And so when I sent out the offered evidence list, I had preset that Vang 7 as the exhibit we were going to mark for that update. So that number is actually already in use, but then the utility filed Vang 7. That's not the update to the CIP, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so it's titled Summary of Additional Meter Investigation. And I guess I'm not sure, does this respond to surrebuttal, or why is this coming in now? I guess is my.
Well, I'm anticipating cross-examination of
Okay.
witness Vang today based upon communications that I've had with Attorney Rogers.
Okay.
So this would be in response to back and forths that have occurred in the interim.
Okay, all right, I see. So there's logic behind there. So what I'm gonna do then is to make it, so then commission staff, you had issues with the document itself, or do you want to save that for cross-examination?
We can, happy to share it now. So there were some inaccuracies, in here. You can see the, back billing estimates here go back more than 24 months. Says at the bottom, there are no refunds where, we expected to see some refunds. So there's more work to be done. Consumer Affairs hasn't been, this isn't something that our Consumer Affairs staff has, had a chance to take a look at and, verify. And so what we would suggest is just holding a spot, for a corrected version of this after, there's an informal consultation between, Consumer Affairs and the applicant, and they can agree on the numbers. And then, keeping maybe Vang 8 open for that purpose. And then, in addition to that, holding a spot for actual proof of refunds and back bills, perhaps as Vang 9, if not to be combined with Vang 8.
Okay. Well, I guess maybe some of that would probably need to be discussed with the witness, in terms of the inaccuracies. Why don't we do this? Since this is already filed, let's use this document as the basis of your questions with the witness, and then we'll reserve Vang. So I'm gonna change my Vang 7 to 8. So Vang 8 would be the CIP updates. 7 can be this document that MWU is offered, and then 8 would be corrected version of 7, and then 9, I guess, to the extent that we are able to get a proof of refunds filed, in time for the case to proceed. We can reserve that number for that purpose. So
You said 8 twice in there, Judge. Do you want to keep,
so 8 will be the CIP. 9 can be the update of 7. And then 10, any refunds. If it can't, like you said, if it can't be incorporated into 9, proof for refunds can come in on 10. But I don't know what the timing of that is going to be. So that may not make it for the record. Not sure, right? I mean, can anyone say that it would be available in the very near future, or? Well, we can discuss that with the witness.
I think we'll have to discuss it with the witness.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just hold it open for now. It's just important to mark so that we don't forget it. Okay. All right. So just so the record's clear, we'll do this one more time. So I can, so we'll have Vang 7 as filed by the utility as part of the discussion here today, and used for discussing how we'll proceed with cross-examination. Vang 8 would be any updates to the CIP, and Vang 9 will be the revision of Vang 7. Vang 10 would be any proof of refunds that are included in Vang 9, if they're available to be filed before the commission makes a decision.
I just have a question about admissibility for those. If those documents don't exist today,
Right.
How do I go about getting them? How do I go about getting them into the record?
So we're marking them, and we're describing what they are. So to the extent they do conform to that description, I don't have a problem receiving that into the record, and staff, of course, will be reviewing it for accuracy. And I would expect there to be back and forth between staff and the utility to make sure that we're getting the information we've expected to receive. The only procedural hurdle would be that you'd need to verify those by affidavit. So
Okay.
what we usually end up doing is having you file the document first, and then once you get your PSC reference number, drop that into your affidavit of verification, and then file that. We would expect to see that, within a day or two of the filing of the exhibit itself. So as long as it's verified and there's no dispute about the contents, and we're only dealing with staff here in this case, so there's no dispute, then I can receive it. Otherwise, we'll just put a pin in any disputes, and we'll be back to talk about it. But I don't expect there to be anything, controversial.
And when does the record close, as far as when does it go to the commission with a closed record? So I'm trying to figure what the deadline is for us to get
there's really no official date for that. So I would say, as soon as possible. I don't think we have, any indication of when the commission was actually going to take this up on the agenda. So we'll basically, I'll receive it as long as it's verified, and there's no dispute about it up until the time that the commission takes this up on the agenda. So I can't give you a specific date, and that's kind of done on purpose because we don't really know. So I don't want to give you a date that doesn't really match with reality and just hamstring us. So I would just expect to see it as soon as possible, and unless you can give me a time frame, at least we'll just put that in our pocket to expect it, but I wouldn't order it be filed on that date. So I don't know.
Message received as soon as
Mhm.
possible.
Yeah.
But certainly before the commission hears the case.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So,
and then I guess I have a question logistically. As I indicated, this information in Vang 7 came up during discussions back and forth. Is this something where we want to let Attorney Rogers address this on cross, or we could potentially go, a little bit? I know it's not consistent with the, addressing the SIR rebuttal testimony here, but I could do it on direct as well. I guess that'd be up to the judge.
Yeah, I would have you offer it. I'll offer 7 during your Vang's time on the stand as additional testimony, supplemental testimony, and then with the understanding that I think Attorney Rogers is going to question it, and
yes,
and there may be some problems with its accuracy, but I think to the extent that the witness filed it on belief that it was truthful, I think you can include that in the whole verification process, and then questions can be raised about it. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I think that's all I have for preliminary. Oh, and well, let me just ask, any other questions about the filings? All good with that? Okay. So in terms of preliminary matters, I don't recall if there's witnesses that have no cross, we can have them. They don't need to, technically, I don't have to have them appear. They could verify their documents by affidavit. So are there any witnesses that would choose that we have no cross for and would choose to verify documents in writing? Anybody?
I prefer just to do the live testimony.
Yeah, that's probably a good choice. One less piece of paper. All right, so I think we're good to go then. Let's get on with hearing from our witnesses. So start with the applicant in any order you choose.
Start with Pete Holmgren.
Okay. See you there. Just unmute your microphone. There we go.
Hello.
So I'm going to swear you in, so raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Attorney Dane.
Could you please state your name?
Pete Holmgren,
And what's your current occupation?
Chief Engineer at Madison Water.
In your capacity as the Chief Engineer at the Madison Water Utility, did you submit testimony and exhibits in this matter?
Yes.
Specifically, did you submit direct testimony, rebuttal testimony, an errata, as well as 12 exhibits?
Yes.
And did you review the offered evidence list that was circulated prior to this hearing?
Yes.
Do you have any additional corrections to your testimony and exhibits beyond what was identified in the offered evidence list and any errata filings?
No.
If I were to ask you the same questions that were contained in the submitted testimony, would you answer the same way today, other than the corrections already noted?
Yes.
And are there any changes that you would make to any of the exhibits that you filed with the PSC today, other than the corrections already noted?
No.
Are there any other statements you'd like to make on behalf of the Madison Water Utility in this case?
No.
I have no further questions.
Okay, great. So I just wanted to double check, were there any corrections to the exhibits noted in testimony?
I don't. In your corrections?
No, just the way you asked that question, it seemed to sound like there was a correction. You said no additional corrections to exhibits noted, and so I just want to make sure that there are no.
Well, let me re-ask the question.
Okay.
Do you have any additional corrections to any of your testimony or exhibits beyond what was already offered?
Beyond what was already offered as additional corrections, no.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. So I can receive those documents, and I can actually say that for the documents listed on the offered evidence list, I can receive them all once they're verified.
I'm sorry, I can
Okay.
receive them all.
I can receive all the documents listed on the offered evidence list once they're verified. So
Okay.
as soon as they're verified, they're in the record. So we have, is the witness then available for cross?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Then that's it. Thanks very much. You're excused.
Thank you.
Would now call Eric Granum.
All right. See you there. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm? Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
All right. Go ahead.
Could you please state your name
Eric Granum.
and what's your occupation?
I'm a principal and senior consultant with Trilogy Consulting.
In your capacity as a consultant, did you submit testimony and exhibits in this matter?
Yes, I did.
And specifically, did you submit direct testimony, rebuttal testimony, as well as 6 exhibits?
Yes.
Did you review the offered evidence list that was circulated prior to the hearing?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any additional corrections to your testimony and exhibits beyond what was identified in the offered evidence lists?
No.
If I were to ask you the same questions that were contained in the submitted testimony, would you answer the same way today, other than corrections already noted?
Yes.
Are there any changes you would make to any of the exhibits that you filed with the PSC today, other than the corrections already noted?
No.
And are you familiar with the Sir rebuttal testimony of Public Service Commission witness Alex Hanna, in which he stated that in regards to your rebuttal testimony, quote, although the application did not request to create a new customer class for low-income customers in this docket, applicant witness Granum suggested that the applicant could form a class based on income level for tracking purposes to better understand the usage characteristics of those customers?
Yes.
In response to this testimony, would you like to clarify the intent of your statements in your rebuttal?
Yes, I would. I just wanted to clarify that I was not suggesting that a new class be formed only for the purpose of collecting and tracking data. I was stating that continuing to collect and analyze data through MADCAP will allow the utility to determine if the formation of a new class would be appropriate and feasible.
Are there any other statements you'd like to make on behalf of the Madison Water Utility in this case?
No.
And I don't have any further questions. The witness is available for cross.
Okay. Any questions for the witness?
We may have a question, a follow-up question on that. Could we have a couple of minutes, Your Honor?
Yeah, let's just go off the record. Do you need to take a break or just off the records? No.
Just off the record.
Okay.
No questions, Your Honor. Thanks for the extra time.
No, that's okay. All right. Thank you very much. You're excused. Who's next? Go ahead with our next witness.
Sorry, I was muted. Called January Vang.
Okay, see you there. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm? Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Could you please state your name
January Vane,
and what's your occupation?
finance manager with Madison Water.
And in your capacity as the finance manager for the Madison Water Utility, did you submit testimony and exhibits in this matter?
Yes.
And specifically, did you submit direct testimony, rebuttal testimony, as well as a errata filing, as well, along with, so we'll just start with 6 exhibits.
Yes.
I'd like to direct your attention to Exhibit 4. It's entitled the Madison Water Utility Customer Notice of Hearing. Are you familiar with that document?
Yes.
And what is that document?
It's the public notice that we put out for the notice of this hearing.
Were you involved in the creation of that document?
Yes.
And does that document accurately reflect the notice that was sent to all customers in this case?
Yes.
And I'd like to direct your attention to Exhibit 5, which is entitled the Madison Water Utility Customer Notice of Hearing Publication. Are you familiar with that document?
Yes.
And what is that document?
It's the support of the publication of the public notice.
And were you involved in the publication?
Yes.
And does this exhibit accurately reflect the notice of publication that was done in this case?
Yes.
Now I'd like to direct your attention to Exhibit 6, which is entitled Revenue Requirement Response. What is that document?
It's the utility's response to accept the PSC staff's proposed test year 2025 revenue requirement.
And that was a letter from you on behalf of the utility to the Public Service Commission staff?
Yes.
And does that letter accurately reflect the utility's acceptance of the PSC staff's proposed test year?
Yes.
Did you review the offered evidence list that was circulated prior to this hearing?
Yes.
Do you have any additional corrections to your testimony and exhibits beyond what was identified in that list and any errata filings?
No.
If I were to ask you the same questions that were contained in the submitted testimony, would you answer the same way today other than the corrections already noted?
Yes.
Are there any changes you would make to any of the exhibits that you filed with the PSC today, specifically exhibits 1 through 6, other than the corrections already noted?
No.
Now, in your rebuttal testimony, you stated that in response to direct testimony from a PSC witness, Chiono, regarding additional meter charges and back billing and refunds associated with those meters, that the utility has conducted an investigation of the issue and will provide a summary of the investigation, listing any amount needed to back bill or refund to customer affairs staff. Do you recall that portion of your testimony?
Yes.
And are you aware that since your rebuttal testimony was filed, that Public Service Commission staff have asked about the status of that investigation?
Yes.
And have you prepared an exhibit detailing the results of that investigation?
Yes, I have a summary of that investigation and a list of numbers of meters that I would like to file as Exhibit MWU Bank 7.
Can you describe what MWU Vang 7 shows?
Okay, so Exhibit 7 clarifies which additional meter configuration the utility has and how we determine if a meter is an additional meter. In addition, I've listed the total amount to be back billed per year based on Schedule AM1. Exhibit 7 also shows the numbers of additional meter account by year. The breakdown includes the monthly rental fee and the meter installation charge for the use of this additional meter.
And did you compile the information in exhibit number 7?
Yes.
And then I believe there's a second page of that exhibit that shows basically the results of your investigation.
Yes,
Although
the numbers of meter. Yeah.
It's a little hard to read on this screen, but there we go. Can you explain how you compiled the information in this exhibit?
So we took the meters account with the configuration that met the AM1 fee schedule, and we totaled them by year, and then took the AM1 fee schedule rate by meter size and calculated what it would be for 23, 24, and 25. I know it's not the end of 2025 yet, but I just did it throughout for the full year. in addition to the monthly rental, I also have the installation charge listed below based off of, again, the numbers of installation that occurred in those years.
At this point, you have not directly shared this exhibit with Consumer Affairs staff?
No.
When did you prepare this exhibit?
A few weeks ago.
And it was finalized yesterday, I believe.
Yes.
Is this something that you'd be willing to work with the Consumer Affairs staff to finalize
Yes.
following the hearing here today?
Yes.
I'm sorry. She said yes in the middle of your question. Is this something that you'd be willing to work with the Consumer Affairs staff? And can you finish your question?
Following this hearing in order to update the information.
Thank you.
Can you answer the question, January?
Yes.
And at a later date, once you do work with the Consumer Affairs staff, you'd be willing to file an updated version of this exhibit as exhibit number 9 in this docket. Would you be willing to do that?
Yes.
And should it be necessary to file a separate list of refunds that were issued, would you be willing to file that as exhibit 10 in this docket?
Yes.
It's Vang 10 in this docket.
Yes.
And that would be subject to confirmation with PSC staff about the accuracy of the information contained therein.
Yes.
Also, following this hearing, would you be willing to file an updated version of the Water Utilities Capital Improvement Plan with the commission?
Yes.
And be filing that as Vang Exhibit 8, subject to confirmation from PSC staff that that information contained therein is accurate. Would you be willing to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any other statements that you'd like to make on behalf of the Madison Water Utility in this case at this time?
No.
Witness Vang is available for cross-examination. I have no further questions.
Right, thank you. Questions from commission staff?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Witness Vang. I'm Sophia Rogers for commission staff. How are you?
Good. You?
Well, so we appreciate what you just said about working with commission staff. Just wanted to clarify a couple things about this exhibit, understanding that it will change with exhibit MWU Vang 9. First, are you aware of the 24 months limitation on back billing under Wisconsin statute and administrative code?
Yes.
Okay, and is it Madison's intention to bill just within that period?
Yes. Whatever
Okay.
is allowable.
Okay, you're not requesting an exception to that 24-month?
No.
Okay, and on refunds, is it Madison's position that refunds are not needed?
Yes. Based off of my investigation, I do not believe that there are any refunds to be made per
Okay.
AM1 fee schedule.
So we did have a data request question on this, which was AJH 17. And I just realized we don't have a data request exhibit here, so I'm not sure which exhibit we can point
What's
to.
the record for that?
Thanks, Judge.
So we can put in specific data requests as exhibits, just need to be offered, reformatted and offered as such.
Right. I think this was offered in Kaylee's direct. So I'll try and pull that up real quick.
And what was the number? Do you remember that?
AJH 17. Might be Kaylee or Keanu 3.
Yeah, that's the applicant's response to my first, second, and third data request.
That's the power on light arrears report.
Sorry, Keanu 4. Let me just double check that.
Data request response, let's see. Maybe more than one.
It might be page 13 of Keanu 4. Sorry, just double checking.
Okay.
Sorry, Judge, I can't find quite the right data request.
Is it on IRF, as a data request response?
Yeah, it's well, I think it's in Borchard 4, but we're just not seeing the number. It might be sorry, one moment. Could we have 30 seconds? Sorry.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we're off the record.
It's AJH 17, right?
Well, that's what I have, but I'm not seeing that number make any sense.
Then it should be under the Keanu data request 4.
Yeah, I think I have it here.
And it's on page 2, beginning of 2, 3,
That's correct.
right there. Is that?
Oh, thank you so much. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so you know where I'm going with this.
So before we move on with your questions, let's get on the record. So we did identify commission staff's data request that's will be part of this question and the response. We do see that it's filed on IRF, the PSC reference number 549195. So I think for purposes of getting all of this nailed down properly, we'll have commission staff file this data request document as Chino 5. Does that sound okay?
Well, I thought this was already filed as Borchard. I'm sorry, this was not filed as an exhibit?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought we just said it was Borchard 4.
No, it doesn't
I don't see it in there.
doesn't look like it because it was. Let's go off the record again.
Thanks.
So it looks like we're looking for PSC 549195, and that's Chino. That's the data request response to PSC Chino 4. Chiono 4. And then Borchard 4 is it's filed as an exhibit, but the data request response looks different. It's a different number.
Okay, I misunderstood. This is a lot of exhibit 4s. So yeah, you're correct. So Keanu 4 or data request 4 can be can we offer that through witness Keanu on her testimony or
Okay, well, let's get on the record. So I think I asked if we could we'll mark it Kiono 5, this data request. And so I can just ask if there's any objections to receiving it as Kiono 5.
No
Okay.
objections.
Okay, so we'll just have commission staff file that within the time frame of, revising, filing corrected testimony and revised exhibits. There's no reason to really, offer it in any other process. We'll just take care of it right now. So that's in the record. We can refer to it as Kiono 5, and you can just proceed with your questions, Attorney Rogers.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. So witness Vang, commission staff asked about the refunds and the reasoning for the refunds in this data request question, and the applicant stated that it didn't plan to issue refunds despite the statute requiring that utilities bill for services based off of their tariff, based on the reasoning that it wasn't requesting Schedule AM1. Did I characterize that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, but up until the tariff that's currently on file, so in your consultation with consumer affairs staff, if it's determined that refunds are necessary to comply with the tariff currently on file, despite a lack of AM1, would Madison agree that it's appropriate to issue those refunds?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's all I have on Vang 7 and all I have for this witness. Thank you for your patience, Your Honor.
All right. Any redirect?
No redirect.
Okay. Thanks very much. Witness Vang, you're excused.
We'll call Krishna Kumar.
There you are. Okay, I see you there. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Could you please state your name?
Krishna Kumar,
What's your current occupation?
a General Manager at Madison Water Utility.
In your capacity as the general manager of the Madison Water Utility, did you submit testimony and exhibits in this matter?
Yes, I did.
And specifically, did you submit a direct testimony, rebuttal testimony, as well as 14 exhibits?
Yes, I did.
Did you review the offered evidence list that was circulated prior to the hearing?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any additional corrections to your testimony and exhibits beyond what was identified in the offered evidence list and any other errata filings?
No, I don't.
If I were to ask you the same questions that were contained in the submitted testimony, would you answer the same way today, other than the corrections already noted?
Yes, I will.
Are there any changes that you would make to any of the exhibits that you filed with the PSC today, other than the corrections already noted?
No.
Have you had a chance to read the SIR rebuttal testimony of PSC witness Kiono?
Yes.
In that testimony, Ms. Kiono noted that it's unclear whether the utility intends to still offer the toilet rebate program as one of the options to meet the conservation requirement. Can you clarify whether the utility intends to continue offering participation in the toilet rebate program as one of the possible conservation steps tied to enrollment in MADCAP?
Yes, the utility intends to continue offering participation in the applicant's toilet rebate program as one of the possible conservation steps tied to enrollment in MADCAP.
Also in her testimony, Ms. Kiono suggested making the conservation self-use kit a requirement for all customers, regardless of whether they are homeowners or renters. What is the utility's position on that?
The utility agrees that this requirement should apply to all customers, regardless of whether they are homeowners or renters. To reflect this, I have an updated version of the proposed MADCAP tariff language that clarifies this issue that I would like to file as Exhibit MWU Kumar 15. This version shows changes that I think clarifies this issue by stating that eligibility requirements would apply to customers, not just homeowners or residents.
Does the updated proposed CAP1 tariff include any other changes?
Yes, language has also been updated in the proposed tariff to clearly state that an address where a customer has previously participated in the conservation or toilet rebate program would not need to requalify under these provisions.
Are there any other statements you'd like to make on behalf of the Madison Water Utility in this case?
No, Councilor.
I have no further questions, and the witness is available for cross-examination.
All right, and that's good. So let me just add that we received the documents from witness Kumar, including I'm sorry, Exhibit 15. Any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor. Commission staff appreciates the clarifications in response to the rebuttal.
All right, perfect. Okay, thanks very much. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Water Utility would call Christine DeMaster.
See you there. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Could you please state your name
Christine DeMaster.
and what is your occupation?
I'm a principal and senior consultant with Trilogy Consulting.
In your capacity as a consultant, did you submit testimony and exhibits in this matter?
Yes.
Specifically, have you submitted direct testimony, rebuttal testimony, 2 errata filings, as well as 7 exhibits?
Yes.
Did you review the offered evidence list that was circulated prior to this hearing?
Yes.
Do you have any additional corrections to your testimony and exhibits beyond what was identified in the offered evidence list and any errata filings already made?
No.
If I were to ask you the same questions that were contained in the submitted testimony, would you answer the same way today, other than the corrections already noted?
Yes.
Are there any changes that you would make to any of the exhibits that you filed with the Public Service Commission today, other than the corrections already noted?
No.
In his rebuttal testimony, PSC witness Borchert states that the commission's goal is to return the utility to a typical capital structure of roughly 50% equity and 50% debt. Do you have a response to that statement?
Yes. The utility's position is that it is not the utility's goal to maintain 50% debt, 50% equity as a capital structure. The utility does not consider that to be an optimal capital structure for municipally owned utilities. The utility is not trying to attract equity investment, as would be the case for an investor-owned utility. In addition, the return on investment is not tied to the amount of equity in the utility, but only to the amount of utility financed plant, regardless of whether that plant was financed with debt or with equity. So there's no cost to the utility for equity capital in the form of providing a return to investors. There is, however, a cost for debt financing in the form of interest paid. So anytime the utility uses debt financing, it increases the cost of capital and the cost to customers. So that's why the utility wants to reduce the percentage of debt below 50% as stated in its financial plan.
In Mr. Borchert's rebuttal testimony, he also stated that commission staff recommends reducing the cash adder in the applicant's capital structure and financial metrics. And if financial metrics continue to improve, do you have any response to that?
Yes, I agree with that statement in general. However, the utility has not yet met the commission's goal of reducing debt to 50% or the utility's goal of reducing debt below 50%. So I would say that it's premature to reduce the cash adder from the $6.5 million that was approved in the last rate case all the way down to the $3.5 million proposed by staff in this case. And it is the utility's position that the cash adder would be reduced substantially in the next rate case consistent with its financial plan.
In his rebuttal, Mr. Borchert also states that commission staff does not include routine plant additions such as service and hydrant replacements in the cash flow estimates. Do you have any response to that statement?
Yes, I would point out that Mr. Borchert did include $10 million of routine main replacement costs in his cash flow estimates, which normally would not be included. It's the utility's position that the $2.5 million of estimated service and hydrant replacement costs associated with that main replacement program should also be factored in a similar manner.
And in his rebuttal testimony, Mr. Borchert also stated that with staff's proposed cash adder of $3.5 million, that the utility will have $8.6 million.
I'm sorry. Also stated that.
stated that with staff's proposed cash adder of $3.5 million, that the utility will have $8.6 million of cash flow that it can use for unexpected expenses and routine plant additions. Do you have any response to that statement?
Yes, I expect that the utility will actually have significantly less than that, roughly 8.6 million for other routine plant additions. As I stated, 2.5 million of that will be needed for routine hydrant and services replacements related to the main replacement program that the utility will be obligated to carry out. In addition, inflation in operation and maintenance expenses and increases in pilot payments as the utility invests in its system will further reduce the amount that will actually be available for routine capital. In my direct testimony, I stated that my projections are that with the utility's requested cash adder, the utility would have about 6.4 million per year for all other routine capital additions other than that main replacement program. Using the staff's cash adder would reduce that to about 3.7 million per year for unexpected expenses and all other routine plant additions.
Are there any other statements you'd like to make on behalf of the Madison Water Utility in this case?
No.
I have no further questions and the witness is available for cross-examination.
All right, thank you. Any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thanks very much. You're excused.
The water utility has no further witnesses.
All right, so I'm sorry, I did kind of want a little bit of clarification. I should have asked about this earlier, but when we look at Vang 8, the exhibit that I had marked, and then the description I had was to file an updated CIP capital improvement plan. I guess I was reading the testimony and I guess I'm not sure if what the process is going to be, or is there a definite decision that'll be made in a new plan being approved, or is it some sort of something that's being considered and maybe not occur during the course of the pendency of the proceeding? Does anyone?
January remains online, but I believe it's because our council acts tomorrow night. Actually tonight, with their budget process. So the budget gets approved either tonight or tomorrow, which then locks in the capital improvement plan moving forward. So it was not available yet because it's not complete yet.
Okay.
I believe that's correct. Is that January? If you're on, can you confirm that that's accurate?
Yes, our budget is going through the adoption process tonight. And so we did submit our CIP with the proposed requested 10 million expense depreciation.
Okay,
but it's not formally adopted yet.
Okay, so you expect tonight you'll have an approved document in place that you can then share with us for that'll make up the contents of Vang 8?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I guess I'd propose that we just include that with the post-hearing filings in terms of timing, which is 3 working days after today. That if you can meet that deadline.
Should be available.
Okay.
It might be better if we waited till next week. Technically the council's actions don't become official until it gets signed by the clerk and the mayor. So we might have to wait till next week before that is officially the position of the city.
Okay, I understand.
It's just a logistical issue.
No problem. So, but we know that there actually is a document coming and
correct.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. No worries.
The mayor can always veto the budget. So
okay.
We have to await those sort of possibilities.
All right. Yeah. Don't want to presume anything. So I appreciate that. Okay. So that's the balance of the utilities witnesses. Let's move on to commission staff.
Your Honor, commission staff calls Christian Borchert to the stand.
All right. Okay, I see you there, witness Borchert. Can you unmute your microphone?
We're in the same room, so to
okay.
Feedback, we're gonna
okay.
go through my okay.
All right, so I'll swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right, go ahead.
Please state your name.
Christian Borchert.
And did you prepare and file or cause to be filed direct testimony, sir rebuttal testimony, and 4 exhibits in this docket?
Yeah.
Are the statements and representations in the testimony and exhibits you filed true and correct?
Yeah.
Do you have any additions or modifications to your testimony or exhibits at this time?
No, I don't.
Okay. Open for cross.
Any questions?
No.
All right. Thanks very much. You're excused.
Commission staff calls Kaylee Keano to the stand. And Kaylee can unmute because she's in a different room.
I see. All right, great. Raise your right hand. I'll swear you in. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Please state your name.
Kaylee Keano.
Did you file or cause to be filed direct testimony and errata, rebuttal, and 4 exhibits in this docket?
Yes.
And are you also planning to file Keano 5, which will be a true and accurate copy of data request Keano 4?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any additions or modifications to your testimony at this time?
No, I don't.
Open for cross.
Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And you're excused.
Commission staff calls Alex Hanna to the stand.
Okay, I see you there. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Go ahead.
Please state your name.
Alex Hanna.
Did you prepare and file or cause to be filed direct, rebuttal, and 1 exhibit in this case?
Yes.
Are the statements and representations in the testimony and exhibits you filed true and correct?
Yes, they are.
Do you have any additions or modifications at this time?
No, I do not.
Open for cross.
Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thanks. You're excused. All staff's witnesses.
That's right.
So that's all of our party and commission staff evidence to receive, except for the ones that we are expecting to be filed, and the verification documents we'll need to file along with them. I guess displaying this here, there are 5 public comments on file that I've noted on the offered evidence list. I believe there's at least 1 more filed since that I created that list, and for that reason I'll be creating a public comment exhibit so that they will have an exhibit filed with, basically it'll look exactly like this. The links to these comments will be filed, but it'll be in the form of an exhibit. Just we do 5 or less we put on the list here. So any other comments we do get before the deadline. So at this point, is there anything else we need to address before we adjourn? Any questions, comments?
No, Your Honor.
So we do have a brief deadline of November 17th. So that's an opportunity for the utility to file a brief. And otherwise, that's all we have for the party session. I did want to note, well, let me just ask, there are 2 entities online that are not parties or commission staff, but I do want to just open up the opportunity. Don't need to say anything, just unmute if you do want to make a comment, or otherwise you can just be silent if you wish. But I can take comments from anyone connected to Zoom who's not a member of commission staff or part of the utility. Not seeing anyone unmuting, so that's all we have for public comments today. So otherwise, I think we're good to go. We will provide the record to the commissioners for their decision, and just expect those refilings and when we get them. So I appreciate everyone's participation and patience and attendance today. With that, we have all we need. So thanks. We're adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care.
Thank you, Judge.